and welcome to my channel Good Thrift Hunting, and welcome to this video series called Goodwill Outlet 101. If you haven't seen the first two videos in this series, please check them out. The first one is called Your Questions Answered, and the second is all about tips and hacks. So today, in today's video, we are going to be talking about all of the do's and don'ts of shopping the Goodwill bins. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so my first point to discuss is don't be intimidated. So as I've said many times before, the Goodwill outlet bin system is very much different than your regular thrift store. Your regular thrift store has things sorted in racks, maybe by size, by color. You have shelves of everything sorted nicely, for the most part anyways, very organized. But the Goodwill outlet is a bin system, so that means everything is chucked into the bin and you have to gotta get in there and find what you want. So quite different. So you might think, oh, that's going to be such a hassle, it's going to be impossible to find stuff, it's going to be yucky, I don't know how to do it. But I'm here to tell you to please don't be intimidated by this. There's so many benefits to shopping the Goodwill outlet. I have literally saved hundreds of dollars on items for my family and for myself. We've gotten some really cool things for our wardrobes and for our home. And another benefit is you're diverting things from the landfill. So that is always going to be a benefit as well. So this all leads me into my next point, which is do know what to expect. I would suggest you check out my other videos. In those ones, I give you so many details about what to expect and how to prepare. So definitely don't be intimidated, but do know what to expect. Okay, so my next point is do work together and cooperate. So to maximize your experience at the Goodwill outlet, you should work together with other people, and I have some examples for you. First off, if you plan to be the first people in line to get the fresh bins, you're going to have to stand with other people and say, okay, is that your spot? Can I get in here next to you? And also you have to listen to the employees' directions. So working together in that way. Also, someone might ask you for some help in finding some items. And an example is one day I was looking in the bins and the lady next to me, she had found this toy block set, and the blocks were kind of all over scattered about the bins. So she said, hey, would you mind helping me finding these pieces to this toy set? And I said, absolutely. So we were digging through and I was helping her out in that way. So that's another example of how you can work together and cooperate. And also is when you're cashing out. So as I've mentioned a few times in the past, that the pricing at the outlet is based on poundage. So it's $1.99 per pound up to 50 pounds, and then 99 cents a pound above 50 pounds. And so what you can do is work with other people when you're cashing out, so you can put your items together to get over that 50-pound mark for that cheaper price. So that's another way where you can work together and cooperate at the outlet. Okay, so my next point is don't be a Debbie Downer. And I feel like this is good advice for life in general. But specifically for the outlet, you want to go in and have a good attitude and enjoy your experience. I want to share with you an example of something that happened to me a couple months back. So I was there and this woman had brought her mom with her, an older lady, and this mom was absolutely horrified at this whole situation. She's like, you want me to dig through these bins? That's disgusting. And she was just horrified. Needless to say, they didn't stay long enough to make others around her feel very uncomfortable. I personally do not think it's gross or disgusting. There's lots of people there who this is the only way they can afford to get items for their family. So it's actually pretty rude to have that attitude and be so vocal about it. pretty rude. Definitely a Debbie Downer. Not even sure why she brought her mom. She probably should have known that was going to happen, and really she did not prepare her for what to expect, for sure. Which leads me to my next point of, do bring a friend. In my opinion, it's an enjoyable and social experience. I mean, who wouldn't love a modern day treasure hunt? However, you do have to prepare them for what it's like, how it all works, and what they're supposed to do. If they're already thrifters, if they go to thrift stores and they're kind of used to it, I think it would be a pretty smooth transition. If they're not thrifters, maybe it's a harder sell. It still can be done, but just prepare them, prepare them, prepare them. There's a few people in my life who I know would definitely not enjoy this as an experience, and others who would really love it. I went a couple months back with my mom when she was in town, and we had a great time, and because we've been thrifting together for as long as I can remember, so it was a really great time. So do consider bringing a friend. Okay, so my next point is, do manage your expectations. So you may have an idea in your mind about what you want when you go shopping at the outlet. Jacket, boots, baskets, toys, whatever. You might have an idea of what you want, but keep in mind that you might not find this that day, and that's okay. One time I was there and I wanted a pair of boots. I was looking for boots, but I found this wonderful cat sweater. So, you know, everything works out. And one person, I was reading some comments online, and someone said that, oh, they don't like the outlet, they're never going back, because one time they went and they were looking for toddler size 3 clothes and they couldn't find anything, so they really hated it. I mean, that's really setting yourself up for disappointment. You get what you get, and that is the beauty of it. So my advice is, if you really are looking for something very specific and you need it that day, don't look for it at the outlet. Maybe you'll find it and maybe you won't, but if you really do need it, maybe go to a regular thrift store or a regular store to get what you need. So do manage your expectations. Don't be a skimmer. And what I mean by that is, you have this big huge bin, you got to get down to the bottom. I've especially observed this when the fresh bins come out, the ones that people are lining up and waiting for, and they're just digging through it in a mad rush, and they're not getting down to the bottom. They're just doing surface skimming, and you want to get right down in there, because there's small items down there that could be really good. Couple examples I have found: not one, but 2 very, very perfect condition Lululemon tops at the bottom of the bin, because they were all scrunched up in this little ball and they didn't look like anything. But when you get down there and you have a look, you never know what you'll find. You might find some really great stuff. So don't be a skimmer. Do take a risk. Take a risk on trying something new in terms of fashion. Say you find a coat and it's not normally what you would get in terms of color or style or silhouette, but it looks interesting to you, and in the back of your mind you're like, maybe I can rock this coat. You wouldn't have maybe bought it for $100 new, but if it costs 50 cents, why not get it and try it out? And this really goes for anything. So clothes, home decor items, shoes, books, what have you. If it's so cheap, why not go ahead and take a risk? Okay, along the same lines of taking a risk is, don't immediately reject stained or damaged items. So this is all within reason, of course. Some things you see are pretty destroyed, but sometimes you see a great high quality item which might have a little stain or a missing button or some kind of minor damage, and people, they automatically reject this, but maybe you don't have to reject it. A lot of the time stains can come out really easily. Just throw some OxiClean on that thing and put it in the wash, and boom, just like new. It is a risk that you might be taking. But again, if you're only paying pennies for an item, why not go ahead and take a risk and just don't immediately reject stained or slightly damaged items. My next point is do consider others. Shopping at the outlet may be a good way for you to give back to your community. And one example is a lot of charities in my area, especially in the winter time, they do a lot of clothing drives for winter coats, boots, scarves, hats, socks, that kind of thing. And the outlet is a great place to find really high quality coats and winter items. So maybe when you're at the bins, you find some of these things and you can donate them to those organizations. So that's a good way to give back. Another example is my neighborhood. We have a Facebook group called Buy Nothing, which is a really, really great group. And they offer items to people in the neighborhood for free. And often I see really great items in the bins that I can't personally use or my family can't personally use, but I know that probably someone in my neighborhood could. One recent example is shopping in the bins and I saw these super cute little tiny tap shoes in perfect condition for a very, very small child to use, and I couldn't leave them in the bins. So I took them and I put them up for offer on my Buy Nothing group, and a lady wrote me and said she has a granddaughter who has some developmental delays and had some trouble walking, but she really loved her little those shoes that squeak when you walk, and that really encouraged her to do more walking. And so she said she wanted these tiny tap shoes that make noise, so maybe that would encourage her to walk more as well. So I was really happy to gift those to her. Maybe it's just a small gesture that could maybe make a big difference in someone else in my community and my neighborhood. So I thought was a good thing to do, and so that's what I mean by considering others when you shop. Okay, my last point is a fun one. Do show your haul. This is the best part. I love to show my friends and family the cool stuff I can get for literally pennies. I love it so much I started my own YouTube channel. So you can put it on your Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you do. Check out my playlist called Extreme Thrifting Hauls. That's where you see all of my stuff. For me, shopping the outlet is a challenge, it's a treasure hunt, it's an experience, and I really am genuinely proud of the things I can get and the money that I can save. So it's fun to show all this off and be proud. Okay, so that wraps it up for this do's and don'ts video, part of my Goodwill Outlet 101 series. I'll have more videos for you soon, but in the meantime, keep looking at my extreme thrifting hauls, and I will see you again soon. Bye!